Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with another War Commander video. This is again on the Scorpion Sting event, and this is Commander 1 and 2, an alternate way. Um, Listen, number 1 base, don't let anybody fool you, is harder than the number 2 base. But it does have a caveat. Um, it has something that actually makes it uh, far more doable and a little bit easier. For lower levels, they're going to be able to do level 1 because they can end attack. And that's it. Just because they can end attack. And Kixeye knows that. And so they made the number 1 base harder than the number 2 base because you can't use air, you can't use mercs, there's all kinds of you can't use missiles, and um, it's such a tiny spot that they give you. I want to show you something here. If you've been taking damage in here and you just gave up on it, you see the red circles that come out of the Overwatch. This is not the Overwatch that you're used to. This is the new Overwatch. So if you get hit by the new Overwatch and your whole platoon gets hit, every time you get hit, it's about 5 minutes repair for your platoon. So if you're wondering why nobody's shooting you, but you're getting hit by the Overwatch and why you're ending up with damage, that's the reason. The new Overwatch has an incredible range and it shoots farther, it shoots faster. It also has an AI on it, and it will wait when it sees the blue ghosts. It will wait. It won't shoot. So you have to thread the needle and stay out of the red circles. Okay, so you have to, in order to stay out of the red circles, you're gonna need to pretty much uh, predetermine where the red circles are coming, and you're using your ghosts. You see, I'm moving around and not shooting a lot because what I am doing is I'm setting my ghosts up where I need them to go. So you kind of have to control the ghost and figure out how to control the ghost. That's actually a part of it. You may not see what I'm doing. It might look like it's just random movements, but you get a sense of it. It's sort of like a dance. It becomes like a dance in this base. And if you do get into trouble, the best thing to do is end attack on base 1. Sometimes I can do this, one shot. Sometimes I have to end attack, but it's better to end attack than to have to go back to your base. Um, like so far they haven't got me at all. See, I don't have any damage at all. And you just kind of like figure out this dance. Like as soon as the red circles start to dissipate, that means that I can move in if I can. But see, so the main thing that you want to do at the first part is to get rid of like all those base defenders that go over to the left side. See, that's what I'm doing right now. I drew them out with the ghosts, and now they're all dead. So that is cool because now if I end attack, I don't have to use another merc because that is literally half of the base. Half of the base is those base defenders, and they go over once you land that merc up in the top left corner. I tried, there's other locations, but they don't work as well as the top left corner. And it's easier to draw them out when you put the merc in the top left corner. Um, so one thing I want to tell you, a tip here: take Gus out of your platoon. They have changed the AI, and Gus now has a different priority. They've made it so that certain heroes do now take a higher priority. Um, so take Gus out because that will save you some damage because they're going to target Gus, and then you'll get the splash damage on your other units. As soon as I took Gus out, it made it a lot easier, even though I don't have the bonus from Gus, particularly on the number 2 base. The number 2 base, um, which I hardly use my Cosmortars at all in there now. I'm doing it like with a lot with air. Okay, they got me there. See, that's one of the harder turrets to get because there's a unit there that shoots the big truck, the big tank, and so I'm going to go ahead and end attack. It's instant repair, and now I get a fresh shot at it, but I keep my progress. See, the base is already half done, and they shot me one time. But I'd rather end attack so I don't have to go back to my base. Now, when you first start out again, you got to work your way back because as soon as you start out, they're gonna the a massive range of those overwatches is going to uh, keep you from getting deeper into the base. Even though that part of the base is cleared, the massive range. So you work your way back. You see, every time they shoot a little bit further uh, inward, and it's not such a far reach. When you first enter the base, you only have a tiny little space right there in the road to work. Well, they got me again there. I'm not going to end attack yet because I mean I really wasn't expecting them to get me there, but I got caught. I got caught in that corner, and that's probably 4 minutes or so because they got my whole platoon. So it should still be free repair. If I get hit again, if I get hit one more time, then I'll be in trouble. Usually, when I get to this part of the base, they don't hit me at all. Um, but they got me that time. And every now and then you're gonna make a mistake and you're gonna get hit. I like to clear the left side of the base first. That gives me more room. Part of the problem is you don't have the room to move around, so you can't control where your ghosts go. So if you can get to the left side of the base like I'm doing, it makes it easier. Sometimes I can also get the front portion of the right side, and that'll make it much easier. When you just do the left side, you're sort of trapped in this little alleyway right here, and there's a bunch of things that can slow you down and get you caught right there. Look at that. Um, huh. So, it takes a while to get the hang of this dance, as I call it. It's a dance because you have to dance in between um, the red dots. It's sort of like Mission Impossible. He's got to go down on a wire and then move around without touching a pressure plate or something like that. So um, it's not easy. Okay, the first base is not easy, but it's not undoable. Okay, it is doable. It's a little discouraging maybe at first, and so forth because the Cosmortars are not what they used to be. But here, believe me, we don't have another choice. We don't have anything else that moves and shoots. The Cosmortars really are a a complete package because they had firepower. The only thing that's going on now is they don't have the firepower that they used to have. So you see, when you have this much room, you see how I can go back and forth and sort of control where the ghosts are and sort of get them to be where I need them to be. Um, I don't know if you can, like I say, this is a lot of my videos will show a pattern, right? Well, with this one, it's not so much a pattern. That's another thing that makes this one more difficult. It is a pattern, but it's a more vague pattern, and it's more of a dance, like I said, because you don't know where those red circles are going to be. You can't control the ghosts 100%, and you can't control the red circles from the Overwatch. But I think it's a key factor that a lot of people may not understand because in the past the Overwatch was a joke. So now the Overwatch is not a joke. Now the Overwatch can, like, if you just get hit by the Overwatch in this base and you don't get hit by anything else, you'll end up with a couple of hours of damage. It'll wreck your platoon. So don't don't underestimate the Overwatch. The the cryo turrets still don't do much damage, but if they slow you down, um, that's where the damage comes from the other tanks, and so you got to be really careful of those cryo turrets. Essentially, you got the defending units, the cryo turrets, and the overwatches, and and that's all this base is. Um, the the big tanks, those are the ones that are causing the major damage. The little trucks, they don't cause very much damage, but you still don't want to get hit by them because the little trucks have splash damage. So here, this is going to be pretty much the end here, but you see the dance that I'm doing. I'm creating the place for um, the ghost to go, and then once the Overwatch shoots, I know that's my key or that's my cue to go in and hit the Overwatch before it has a chance to shoot again. You have just enough time. So yeah, um, that is an alternate way to do it. I have no idea why people are afraid to end attack on a base like that. Um, I'm not afraid to end attack. I've ended attack, two times on that attack, and that was fine because I don't have to go back to my base. And when you end attack, it is a fraction of a second, maybe 1 second that it costs you. Keep in mind, if you end attack before you kill all of the uh, base defenders in the left corner, then you're going to have to drop another merc. So try to get the base defenders done first. Now, base 2, I used Albert Ross to try to take out a little bit of that top left corner. Plus, it puts the units up in the left corner where I can come out and have some room to attack them. And in this case, I was able to get 99% of them. There's one little guy there left, but it's okay because we're going to come in with Albert Ross again and try to clear a little bit more of that corner out. Notice Albert Ross hasn't taken any damage, and neither have my platoon. That sort of gets everybody going up in that direction. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring out my brother Devin, and I'm going to deselect him so that he sort of stays there. Um, and then I'm just going to use my platoon to clear out what's going on there. And now I'm going to bring Albert Ross in one more time to see if I can finish this corner up here. Sometimes I can get this corner in one shot. Now, here's what I want to say. I don't target anything with Albert Ross. I target the ground and I let him do the picking. That seems to work better. It works better for me. I don't target anything specifically. Now, you do what you want to do, but for me, now in this case, I can go ahead and target what I want because there's nothing left here. But still, that's our like third run with Albert Ross, and we haven't taken any damage. And now you see the little anti-air buggies up there. Now they're isolated, so I can come in and get them. And I do need to get them because I am going to use my Lilith in this base. And additionally, I discovered right after that I made this video that the Prometheus is a huge help here. And I don't know, I accidentally deployed the Prometheus, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, the Prometheus is a great unit. Let me let me try this, and it worked great. And I'm gonna do a video on that next. When a video is processing, I can't make a video. So while this video was processing, I discovered that. So now I'm editing this video with my voiceover, and I'm gonna go ahead and um, post this video, and then make another video on how helpful the Prometheus is, because it's very helpful. The Prometheus. Um, I don't know if you've got the Omega Prometheus. You should if you've been pushing. Mine was all the way up at the beginning of this event, but it wasn't Omega. But I had the Omega parts from last event, and but I had the Prometheus all the way up. I just didn't get around to upgrading it, and so at the beginning of this event, I noticed that it was eligible for upgrade. I think it was level 19, I think, and so I just upgraded it to level 20 and got my Omega. Now, when you get the Omega, it's going to give you an extra 1,000 space. And that helps because now you have another workshop, which is another 500 space. That one workshop on the Prometheus, which is 1,000 space, which is the one that gives you the foot soldiers. That one prevents you from filling in two of your other workshops. So now you have another 1,000, so you can use all of your workshop now. I was wondering how were going to do that because they had never done that with a unit before. Um, Now we'll go ahead and uh, I want to clear out a couple of these guys here, but I'm going to bring Albert Ross in now. And the main purpose for me bringing the Albert Ross in is to get that last turret. There is a turret, a silver turret on the ground. I don't care about these tanks. I don't care about the other stuff because it can't shoot my Lilith, but that turret can. Because I want to bring the Lilith in, but that turret, which I just killed right now, and that's all I care about. It's just that turret. I did kill the tanks, but I didn't need to because Lilith can kill everything right there. All you got to do is kill that turret, and that is where the Prometheus comes in right now. As long as you've got your brother Devin, this is where I bring the Prometheus in instead of that, and he can kill the turret, and he can also help kill these two bosses. So my foot soldiers have the plasma shot on them, and and my Prometheus has the plasma shot too. But the foot soldiers just, I think, naturally have the plasma shot, and it's very helpful. It's pretty powerful. And now with all of the damage mitigation that they have, you'll have to watch the next video to see, but they are surprisingly tough. They don't die. These bosses shoot them over and over and over again, and they don't die. They disappear after a while, um, but there's already two more coming by the time they disappear. So um, it's very helpful. It speeds this up. Yes, I understand that this is a slow part of this attack that I do, but I find it safer. I find it easier, um, and I just like using Lilith right here. It takes about 2 minutes, 1 minute per tank. Now with the Prometheus, it's much faster. But that 2 minutes that it takes with this, it takes about a minute and a half for me to kill them with the the Cosmortars and the Gravedigger, and I have a chance that they can shoot me and cause major damage, which they have done in the past. So I would rather not take that chance. I would rather just use Lilith. And um, you see, if you have Prometheus behind Lilith, and then you do need to keep your brother Devon out if you're going to use your Prometheus, because they will um, be sending out all those little units there. Now, here at the end, I brought out my brother Devon so that Lilith could kill the last of those infantry that were coming out of the bosses. That way, I don't have to deal with them. Now we retreat Lilith, and now we'll bring back in the Cosmortars um, um, and the Gravedigger. Now, in my in my next video, you'll see I'll get rid of Devon and bring in Prometheus, because Devon's not doing anything really here. He does a little bit. He distracts for those tanks, but the Prometheus will do that as well. The Prometheus foot soldiers. Foot soldiers are the ones I'm going to recommend. I did a lot of testing. Once I got my Omega, there's like 25 different configurations because there's so many different workshops. And I tried out almost all of them, and the Foot Soldiers is the best one. Um, when you get to the Omega, there's not 25 different configurations, but before Omega, if as long as you got the workshop, there's literally like 25 different uh, configurations. There's about 12 or so once you get the Omega, because you can put most of the stuff on. You saw I got some blood thorium there. Don't forget, I just learned this recently, but above your normal metals, there's another tab, a red tab, and in there, that's your player versus player tab, and there is blood thorium in there. Uh, it's not the red tab; it's the blue tab above the red tab. That's by default is on. It's a blue little circle, right, or a blue little thing right there, and you'll see that there is um, player versus player medals, and you get blood thorium once per week. 7 blood thorium. I must have lost thousands of blood thorium because I didn't know about it until now. Hope it was helpful. Have a good event. See you next time.